Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen me properly, as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. Hello everyone, I hope that I'm live right now, guys. If you guys are able to listen me properly, as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, could you guys please let me know? Okay, no issues in that, Harsh. We'll just remove you from the class then. Okay, are you guys able to listen me properly? No issues with the audio or the video, right, guys? Okay, great. Awesome, guys. Awesome. So, in today's class, we will be starting out with data structures and algorithms. This is the first class of data structures and algorithms, guys. Up till this point of time, we have learned the basics of C++. We have built our very first program as well, which I'll classify as the very first program, not the Hello World program. Okay. As well as today onwards, we'll start learning about data structures and algorithms and the easiest data structures and algorithms, that is arrays. We'll also be looking at how to create arrays, how to use arrays practically during today's class as well, because that is also very important. Just theoretical knowledge is not sufficient for us, right? So that is all that we are going to do in our today's class, guys. Will that be fine with everybody? Please let me know. Will that be fine with everybody, guys? Please let me know. Will that be fine with everybody? Please let me know. Okay, great. So let's do a quick revision before moving further, guys. So could you guys let me know what have we studied up till this point of time within our class, guys? Could you guys please let me know what have we studied up till this particular point of time, guys? Could you guys please let me know in the past 2 days? What have you guys learned? Could you guys let me know so that we are able to do a quick revision and then we'll start with our today's class. We learned about how to find if a number is prime or not, right? What else, guys? What else have we learned in the past 2 days? What else? We covered C++ basic topic, loops, okay, good. Conditional statements, if else statements, good. Flags, boolean, good. Okay, namespace, flags, edge conditions, great. Taking input and showing output, great. Okay, anything else, guys? Anything else? Anything else, guys? Okay, great. So that is what we have learned in up till this point of time within our classes. Today we are going to start out with data structures and algorithms. Now, why is data structures and algorithms such an important topic to learn? So, how many of you guys want to get into the IT sector? If you are in this boot camp, I am hoping that you guys want to get into the IT sector at some particular point of time in your life. No matter what it is, whether it be in data science, artificial intelligence, machine learning, data engineering, data analytics, whether it be in full stack development, front end, back end, DevOps, cloud computing, whether it be in cybersecurity, ethical hacking, any particular job in IT field related to programming in general, you cannot, no matter how great you are at that particular field, no matter you are the best at that particular field, no company is going to hire you without data structures and algorithms. Just like no matter how good I am at mathematics, I'm not going to get into IIT Bombay or or some kind of NIT, one of the top colleges in India, without giving JEE mains and advance. I have to prepare for these examinations because that is where they basically judge us whether we are capable enough into getting into these company colleges or not. In a similar manner, for companies as well, they don't have the time to judge your skill set. So they have some common examinations and some common patterns of interviews that they follow. And during these patterns of examinations and interviews itself, these companies provide you guys with some kind of questions which are totally based on data structures and algorithms. If you guys are not good at data structures and algorithms or competitive programming, that is an advanced form of DSA, then it is pretty difficult to get a job into the IT sector. No matter how well you are at developing websites, no matter how good you are at cybersecurity, it is pretty difficult to get both jobs as well as internships in any of the good MNCs at a good package. So for that very reason, data structure algorithms has become one of the top things that you need to learn, you need to understand, and you need to practice daily. Now, but what is this data structures and algorithms? Now, data is present all around us. We have understood that. but sometimes we need to organize and transfer this data from one point of time to another. For example, a classroom or a university has more than 3,000, okay, more than 3,000 students. How are you going to contain this data? If you want to work on this data, how are you going to contain it? You want to transfer this data from one point to another, how are you going to do that? Data structures and algorithms, or data structures in general, is a part of your programming in which these structures, these are, think of them as containers, think of them as buckets, guys. You can put and organize different data. Maybe you are having a square, a rectangle, a circle, a sphere, a trapezium, a particular pyramid. You're having different shapes with you. Now you want to carry them from one point to another. So what do? You organize and contain and store these different shapes inside of a bucket, and then you carry this bucket from point A to point B. That is where data structures come into place. You're having these different kinds of data that exists all around you. You want to carry them from one place to another, you use data structures. Data structures help you organize and store different data inside of them. Okay, these are like containers for you. That was the proper definition of data structures. These are like containers for you. Now there are multiple different data types. Sorry, data structures. There are multiple different data structures that are there. For example, arrays, linked lists, tag, queues, trees, graphs. There are multiple different data structures that exist all around you. The reason for that is different data structures have different properties associated with them. For example, your friend requests, that your friends that are there, right, on Instagram, when you go, who are you following, who are your followers, this data is actually stored as a graph like structure inside of Instagram. Now if data structures was not studied properly, it would have been pretty difficult to create that entire structure. In a similar manner, there are multiple different advantages of using data structures at any particular point of time. Now, what about these algorithms? So, there are some general algorithms that help you optimize some of your existing code. Please try to understand this. Your code that you're writing, it takes some time to run that code, right? Now, the longer the time that is being taken for your code to run, the bigger the problem that it is. You want your code to be as fast as possible. Also, your code also occupies some space within your computer, inside of the memory, right? It takes up some space inside of your memory of your computer. You want to make sure that you are able to optimize the amount of space that your code is also utilizing. Now, these type of optimizations are what companies want to see from your end. Now, why are they taking up these exams on data structure algorithms and competitive programming? Companies care about two things from you guys. First, the most important two things that the company cares about is your ability to program, your ability to code, and the second most important thing is your problem solving skill set. These are the two things that the companies care about. That is the reason why data structure algorithms and competitive programming comes into place. You learn all about these data structures, you learn all about these algorithms which are related to programming, and then a problem statement is given to you, and utilizing these algorithms, utilizing these data structures, you will have to solve that problem. That is how a company judges that whether you are good at programming, whether you can write clean efficient code, as well as whether you're good at problem solving or not. Were you able to solve that problem? So these are the two things that we are also going to focus upon during this particular boot camp. Okay. Now let's get started with arrays. Arrays is a very important data structures in almost every single programming language. But every programming language will have a different format of arrays. Now we are talking about C++. That is what we are here to learn for. Now inside of C++, what you are having this arrays as a topic is pretty interesting. Let us try to understand this as much as possible, guys. Kalyan Creations, that is not us, guys. Okay, Kalyan Creations, that is not us. Kalyan, could you please send me a particular, like, what message came to you or what number was contacted you from on my email ID, Kalyan, if that is not like a big problem with you. That is shaurya.sinha@devtown.in. Kalyan, could you do that for me, please? So that I'm able to analyze that. That is not like the company's name is DevTown, as you are able to see right over here, right? I don't want any kind of mishaps to be happening with you, Kalyan. So could you do that for me, Kalyan? Could you please send me an email with the details on shaurya.sinha@devtown.in? That will be really very helpful for me. Can you do that for me, Kalyan? Please let me know. Kalyan, can you do that for me? Please let me know. Thank you so much, Kalyan. I'm really very thankful for that. Okay. So, guys, we'll start. I'll just take up a screenshot of this, guys. Give me a second. Okay. So, we'll start with our class right now, guys. We'll start with arrays. Okay. So, let me just open up OneNote so that I'm able to teach you guys properly. And let me open up the live chat right over here. Where is the pen? Okay, guys. So arrays is a pretty simple topic. You want to store multiple data into a single format. That is our aim, guys. We want to store multiple data into a single format. So let's assume that format is basically, let's assume we have 20 roll numbers that we want to store. Okay. We are having 5 roll numbers. We're having 5 roll numbers that we want to store at some particular point of time, guys. How can we do that? Okay, how can we do that? So this is how we will be able to do. We'll create a particular list of numbers. Okay, right over here will create this particular number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There are 5 boxes right over here. These 5 roll numbers were 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, what we need to do is think about these as houses, guys. Think about these as houses. There are 5 houses present in front of us. Each of these values are people. Each of these values are people, guys. And we're going to store these people inside of these houses. So at the first particular house, we're going to store 1. Then at the second particular house, we're going to store the value 2. At the third particular house, we're going to store the value 3, then 4, and then 5. Now, when you are having a house, let's assume in my house, Shaurya Sinha is living. That is the value that is contained inside of the house. But how, if you want to access the house of Shaurya Sinha, how are you going to do that? The house must have an address, right? The house must have a particular value that is there, that if I put this up, I will be able to reach to my house. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Yes, Rahul, don't worry about it. So there should be an index. So this is what is called as an index inside of your C++. Okay. This index basically is like the house number. Think about it as a particular society. Okay. This is a particular society. Inside of this society, there are 5 houses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, every house will have a particular house number as well. For example, in the first house, Shaurya is living. Then in the second house, Pushpa is living. In the third house, Rajdeep is living. In the fourth house, Chirag is living. In the fifth house, Sudeep is living. Okay, there are so many people living in these houses. Each house must have a number of its own as well, right? So that number that we want to provide. So for example, the first, so inside of C++, now in our daily life, we start counting from 1, right? If we want to count something, we'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But inside of C++, it is a zeroth index programming language, just like many other programming languages out there. Python, JavaScript, Java, C Sharp, all these are zeroth index programming languages, which basically mean that these programming languages start counting from 0. So for them, it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They will start with the first element as 0. That will be their counting style. So the first particular house will be given a house number of 0. The second house will be given the house number of 1. The third house will be given the house number of 2. The fourth house will be given the house number 3. And the fifth house will be given the house number 4. That is how they start counting houses. So if we go back into our program itself, and we will select all this and delete it. Like this, delete it. So right over here for our arrays as well, in the exact same way for each of these boxes, the counting via C++ to make, okay, so the first particular box will have a particular box number. This box number is also referred to as index. The technical term for this box number, what is the number of the first box, is referred to as index, guys. The first box will be indexed as 0. The second box will be indexed as 1. The third box will be indexed as 2. The fourth box will be indexed as 3. The fifth box will be indexed as 4. That is the index. Again, the box number. Now, the box number 1, the value that is contained within that box is 2. Are you guys able to see this? The box number 1 has a value contained inside of it, that is 2, right over here. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. That the value present inside of the box is the person living inside of the box, guys. It has no relationship with the index, with the box number. What is the house number has no relationship with the value that is present inside of it, but with the person that is living inside of that house. In a similar manner, the index is just to number the boxes, whereas the values can be anything. For example, I'll create a new particular array, guys. I'll create a new array right over here. This array will store strings. Okay, this array will store characters right over here. So, for example, A, B, C, D, E, and these are stored inside of a particular array. So the value present inside of the boxes are A, B, C, D, E, guys. But the indexes that is there, is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, guys. Are you guys able to understand how these arrays functions? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand how a particular array actually functions, how the value is stored inside of these boxes, as well as what is this index, what is this concept of index, guys? We'll look at it practically, guys, how to create arrays and everything. We'll understand what the utilization of these indexes as well, how to get the values from the boxes, everything. You don't have to worry about it. Right now, we just need to understand the concept of arrays. Now the question comes, how to create an array inside of C++, right? Because that is what we are here for, learning it practically, right? Guys, if you guys want to just hear it once again, you can just rewind the video back and listen to it once again, guys, because there's no point of repeating myself. If you are not able to listen to me in the first go, this is a YouTube video. You can just rewind it and listen to me once again. But if you're not able to understand something, see, if you have missed the class, you came late to the class, you're not able to understand something, then that is not something that I'm going to clear up for you guys. You can revisit the video, you can rewatch the video to understand it. But if you have listened to the entire class properly and still you are not able to understand something, tell me exactly what you were not able to understand. For example, you were not able to understand indexes. Write it down properly in the live chat. Sir, I'm not able to understand this house number. What is the use of this index? Now, that is something that we are going to learn later on. Right now, it is just that this particular box has a number assigned to it, that is 0. Okay? Okay, great. Now, how to create arrays? Now, as you're able to see, what is the size of an array? A size of the array is the number of boxes that array contain. Are you guys able to understand this? Size of the array basically means number of boxes that an array contains. For example, what will be the size of these two array, guys? Could you guys let me know? What will be the size of these two array, guys? Please let me know. What is the size of these two arrays? Again, the size of an array is the number of boxes that it contains. So for the first particular array, we are able to see there are 5 boxes that it contains. For the second particular array as well, there are 5 boxes that it contains. So the number of the size of an array is 5. Now, if I want to create an array inside of C++, if I want to create an array, it is actually pretty simple. You have to write first, what is the data type? What is the data that is going to be contained within the array? For example, our previous arrays, if we look at it, our previous arrays, the first type of array, we had a data. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What are these? These are integers. The elements present inside our array are all integers in nature. So if I want to create this array, I will have to write int arr 5. Okay, I should have put up some space, otherwise you guys will be confused. So int, that is the type of the elements that are going to be contained within that array. Then the name of the array. Here I am naming this array as arr. And then the size of the array. What is the size of the array? 5. That is how I will initialize or I will create this array, guys. First, the data that is going to be contained within the array, that is the values that are going to be present within the array, guys. What is the data type of that values? So integer. Then the name of the array, that is arr. Here I have named it as arr. And then the size of the array, that is 5. And then of course, because this is a particular code inside of C++, so a semicolon at the end. In a similar manner, guys, right over here as well, if I want to create the exact same array, let's, here the particular values that are there are strings or str. Okay, all your hello world or all these type of the text based things are there. These are called as strings inside of C++. So to create that, guys, we are going to use str, that is the data type of the text that we are using. Then you are having the name of the array, so we'll name it as sha. Okay, you can name the array as anything. And then the size of the array, that is 5. And then semicolon. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know how to initialize an array. How to create an array, guys. Now let's see how to create these type of arrays inside of C++. We'll again open up our online code compiler, guys. Uh, C++ online compiler. Okay, great, awesome. So right over here, guys, please do try to understand this. Today there are going to be 2 attendances in today's class. Okay, I'm going to take up 2 attendances in today's class, guys. You're going to get 5 minutes to fill up your attendance. If you miss up any one of these attendances, your today's attendance will be 0. So if you fill up the first attendance, but you were not able to fill up the second attendance, your net attendance for today is 0. If you miss out on the first attendance, you fill up the second attendance, again your attendance is 0 for today. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. There are going to be 2 attendances in today's class, guys. If you fill up the first attendance and skip out on the second attendance, your attendance for today is 0. If you fill the second attendance and you miss out on the first attendance, your attendance for today is 0. Again, there are going to be 2 attendances in today's class. Okay. Great. Awesome. So I'm going to give you guys the first attendance. Then we'll start coding, guys. Again, you will get only 5 minutes to fill up the attendance. Okay. You will get only 5 minutes to fill up the attendance, guys. After that, time is lost. I'll be closing down the attendance if you are not able to fill it up within the first 5 minutes. Okay. So please be ready for the same as well. Okay, so this is day 3.8. Somebody's writing the absolute right stuff. If you miss out, it's like the attendance is an and gate. Both should be true, otherwise you have lost the attendance. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Copy. So for char, should we use char data type? Yes, you can use character data type as well. But because I have not yet taught you guys that, I use the simple one itself. The first attendance is there on your screens right now. The attendance link will be closed exactly at 8:45. The attendance link will be closed exactly at 8:45, guys. After that, you will not be able to fill up the attendance. Like I've already said, the attendance link will be closed exactly at 8:45, guys. After that, you will not be able to fill up the attendance. Today there are going to be 2 attendances, guys. So please fill out the attendances properly. Okay, at 8:45, the attendance link will be closed. I'll provide you guys the attendance link only for 1 minute. After that, I will not be providing you guys the attendance link with. Please start filling up your attendance as soon as possible. At exactly 8:45, the attendance link will be closed. Please start filling up your attendance right now. Please start filling up your first attendance link right now itself, guys. At exactly 8:45, the attendance will be closed. I will no longer be providing the attendance because I have provided it a lot. I think so. There's no longer a need of providing the attendance. Please start filling up your attendance, guys. After that, we'll be continuing with that. So, what if the array is named ARR? Then, what index will be ARR plus 5? So, if you're talking about pointers, then that is going to be your fifth index. Okay. But again, we are going to learn everything about these pointers and how to access arrays, values, and everything in today's class. So, you don't have to worry about it. Just wait patiently for the same. Okay. Okay, guys, if anybody asks you if the attendance has been taken or not, just tell them that we don't know what is attendance. Okay. ARR plus 5 is out of bounds. Okay, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a random example, not the example that I took. So if you're having an array which has a lot of different indexes inside of it, which has enough indexes inside of it, then ARR plus 5 will go to fifth index. That is what I'm talking about. Okay. So if anybody asks you what about the attendance, just say I don't know. Please don't write done sir. Please don't write done sir, guys. Okay, because if somebody asks you about the attendance, we'll just say we don't know. Okay. Nakul, we are not here to complete the entire data structure algorithms in 7 days. It's just not possible. It takes 3 months to complete data structures and algorithms. We are here to learn the basics of arrays and linked lists, to understand how to solve questions inside of data structures and algorithms, and learn a little bit about data structures and algorithms as well. Okay, great, awesome, guys. So please fill up your attendance as soon as possible, guys. Then we'll continue with our class. So is 2D or multiple dimensional array same or different? Different, but we are going to learn about them as well. So at least for 2D, we will be learning it in today's class if time permits us. Okay. Lavanya, I've sent this SS of the please check later. Yeah, Lavanya, I got your email. Don't worry about it. I'm really sorry I was not able to reply on that yesterday, but today I will definitely be able to do that. Okay. How can I start for DSA for placements? To start learning as soon as possible, just Google it up or join a particular course. That is what I will be suggesting to you. Okay, guys, please start. Okay, so right now we are going to learn about how to create our own array and how can we have it. Does DevTown offer offline classes as well? Not at all, because most of the instructors are still working, right? Even I have my job in the morning. I'm still a software development engineer. So we are only available in the evening at various different locations inside of India. So that is the reason why we keep taking this online itself. Okay. Okay, guys. So we will start with our class right now, right? We'll start with our class right now, right, guys? Yes, we'll start with our class. Okay, guys, once again, please do not learn data structures and algorithms in C. I know in many of your colleges, you are being taught data structures, algorithms in the C programming language. Please do not just take that up as a course inside of college. Do not think I have to do data structure algorithms in C. That is one of the worst decisions that you can take up for your future. Okay. Please try to understand this, that during your interviews for internships as well as your job placements, The kind of questions that you're going to get very less time to actually code them. And C is a very lengthy programming languages, and that is a waste of time to learn data structure algorithms in C. So please, if you are learning data structure algorithms, learn it in either C++ or Java, not in C. Okay, there's a lot of different reasons why you should not be learning it in Python or any other languages as well, but I will be letting you guys know at a later point of time. Okay, your college syllabus is outdated. It is following the exact same syllabus from the past 15 years. Okay, please do not learn data structure algorithms in C, guys. Okay. Okay, great. So let's continue with our class, guys. Why you should not be learning DSA in Python, I will be letting you guys know at a later point of time. Right now, let's focus upon in the class. Okay, but you should not be learning data structure algorithms in Python as well. There's a very big reason behind it. Usually students who are too smart, okay, like over smart students, they turn to learn like DSA in Python, and then when you meet them, they're not able to clear any of the coding rounds for any of the companies. Most of the companies reject them. There's a big reason behind them, that because see, it's a competitive exam, right? At the end of the day, getting into these interviews and getting into a company, it's a competitive exam. You have to have all the benefits with you. Okay, even one factor that can lessen your chance of getting into a particular company, you should not go with that chance. Okay, so let's continue with that, guys. We'll have the main thing. So using name PACESTD, and then we can start writing our code. Okay. So now if I want to create the exact same array that we were using up to this point of time inside of C++, creating that is very simple. The first method of creating it is with directly with the values, guys. So in ARR, it has 5 elements inside of it. Okay. Int ARR, so it is in integer array which contains 5 elements inside of it. And to create the array, you can just put up two curly braces and put down all the elements you want to contain within this array. So 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma 5, and then semicolon at the end. This is the first way of creating an array, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Yes, this is the first way of creating that array. The second method of creating the exact same array is int. We'll name this array as BRR. And we'll not specify how what is the size of this array, guys. In the second method of creating the exact same array, we are not specifying what is the size of the array, guys. Here we are going to directly put down the elements 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma 5. This is second way of creating the array. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. This is second way of creating the exact same type of array, guys. Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? I'm telling you how to create the arrays. Okay. Now I want to take in an input from the user inside of the array. Okay. So how can I do that? I want to create an array that has 5 characters or 5 elements, but I want to take in input from the user for each of these elements itself. Are you guys able to understand this? For this, we need to understand what is the utilization of your indexes. Indexes are used. So if I say, who lives in the house number 4? Then I will get the name of the person that lives in the house number 4, right? If I say, who lives in the house number 4, then I will be able to get the name of the person that lives in the house number 4. In the exact same manner, indexes are used to access data, access the value present inside of the box that has that particular number. For example, right over here, if I want to see out less than and ARR3. Okay, see out less than ARR3, guys. So what is the index? So the index that I'm specifying is 3. The index that I'm specifying is 3, guys. What is the at the third index? This is at the 0th index. This is at the first index. This is at the second index, and this is at the third index. So ARR3 will give us the value 4. ARR3, that is what is the element, what is the value present at the index 3. It is actually 4, guys, right? So if I run this, as you're able to see, we are able to get the output 4 on our screen, guys. We are able to get the output 4 on our screen. Now even I can change the value present inside of an array as well. Okay, so that is for a particular stuff thing. Right now, if I want to create an array, I want to take in the inputs from the user. Creating that is very simple. First, what we need to do is we are going to create an array. So int crr 5. This is how we are creating an empty array, guys. An array called as crr, which has 5 elements inside of it. Now what I'm going to do is for int I is equals to 0, I is less than 5, I plus plus. So here I is going to act as the indexes of my array. The index, if I'm having 5 elements, what are going to be the values of my indexes, guys? If I'm going to have 5 elements, what are going to be the values of our indexes, guys? Could you guys please let me know? 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, guys, right? So here as well, for our for loop, we are starting from 0. The value of I is less than 5, that is up till 4, and then I plus plus. And then what we do is arri is equals to input from the user. So cin greater than arri. We'll just put in a cout first. I think so that will help us look at it as cout less than enter element less than I less than space. Okay, so right over here, what we have done is that we have gone through the entire array and we are taking in the inputs for this array, guys. For the element 0, then the element 1, then the element 2, then 3, then 4. And for each of these, we are saving that inside of that particular box. So ARRI is going to save that particular value for us. So if we run this right over here, guys, enter element at 0th position will enter 23. Enter element as first position will enter 21. They will enter 22. They will enter 24. They will enter 25. So we have created our array. But how to see? Okay. How to see? How to create our own array, guys? Okay. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. How to create another, how to see what array that we have created. Can you guys let me know how to do that? Can you guys let me know how to do that? How can we see our array that we just created? We know that we can access our array using the index, right? We can access our array using the index. So why not create a for loop that is able to traverse over the array and show us the different elements present inside of our array, guys? Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. So right over here, we'll create another for loop, guys, for int I is equals to 0, I is less than 5, I plus plus. We will see out, we will just see out less than ARRI less than some space right over here as well. That elements have space in between, and we'll see out right over here. This is your array. Okay, see out less than this is your array. Okay, we'll run this once again, guys. We'll again enter the elements. So 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, enter. And this is your array 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So this is what you have created right over here. And this for loop is what we call as traversing the array. Okay, this is what we call as traversing the array. Now traverse is a English word, it is not related to programming. This is where you are actually going over the entire array and seeing each and every element. Now here we want to print each and every element out, so while traversing we are printing each and every element out. Now going over the array is very simple by using its indexes. So we started from the index 0 and then we went till the largest index, that is 4, and from each of these indexes we are printing the value present at that particular box. Value present at that box, we are printing it out right over there. Are you guys able to understand what we have done here? Are you guys able to understand this part of traversing the array? Please let me know. What we are doing right over here is we are having an array ARR5, which basically contains the value 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5, and we want to print it out. Okay, we want to print it out, guys. So this has the index 0, this has index 1, this has index 2, 3, 4. If I want to access this value, I have to write ARR0. That is how I will get 1. Then ARR1. That is how I will get 2. ARR2. That is how I will get the value 3, and so on and so forth. So I've created a for loop in which I'm changing the index from I is equals to 0 to I is less than 5. I plus plus, I've created a for loop itself in which for every single value I'm printing ARRI, which basically refers to the value that is contained right over there. Now, why have we used a space while printing it out? Okay, why have we used a space right away while printing it out? Otherwise, all the values will get pushed up together. Okay, if I don't use the space, I'm putting up space between the values itself. I should have put up a space right over here. That is the reason why 21 and the letters don't have a space. The space is just to push up some space between the numbers so that it does not look like a random string itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Now, in some cases, I want to create an array. In some cases, I want to create an array that has all the same values. I want to create an array. Let's assume int uh, drr 10. Okay, int drr 10, guys. I want all the elements of this array to be 1. How can I do that? I want all the values inside of this array, all the 10 elements inside of this array 1. What would you guys do to do this? I'm having a particular array int drr10, that 10 elements. I want all the elements to be 1. What would you guys do? Think about it, guys. What would you guys do? Think about it. What would you guys do, guys? Think about it. Let me know. Let me know, guys. What would you guys do if you get this? Most of you guys will answer that we will create a for loop. We'll create a for loop. We'll start from index 0 to index 9. And for every single value, instead of drri, we'll assign that as 1. We'll assign that as 1. This is a little bit simpler way of doing this. You can just write it down as drr10 is equals to and then 1. That's it. That is how you create a particular array that has all the values as 1. No matter if it was 100 or 1000 as well. No matter if it was 100 or 1000 as well, just doing this will make all the elements 1. Maybe you want the elements to be 20. Then just put up 20 right over here. All the 100 elements inside of this DRR array will become 20. Okay. So let us try it out with 10, guys. Let us try it out with 10 elements. Let us print it out as well. Okay, we need to traverse the element to see if everything worked fine or not with us. So for int I is equals to 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus, we're going to go over through the entire array drri. So we are going to print that out. C out less than drri, guys. Less than some space so that we are able to see all the numbers correctly. And then we are going to run it. As you're able to see right over here. Okay, what happened? Why did this not work? Okay, I'm really very sorry, guys. I'm really very sorry. This method only works for 0. Okay, this method only works for 0, guys, not for any other value. I'm really very sorry, guys. This method only works for 0. If you want to initialize all the values inside of your array as 0, then only this method works. So if we don't initialize anything, let's first see what happens if we don't initialize anything. So we are just writing DRR10. We don't know what elements does DRR10 now contain. We have not initialized that, okay, at the 0th index it is going to be so value, at the 9th index it is going to be so value. We don't know that. Okay, if we run this, this is the array that we are able to get. It is initialized with random values, guys. The array is initialized with random values. As you're able to see, the first index is 0, then 1, then minus 700 something, 73 lakhs something something, then 32,765, 1, 0. Random numbers are being initialized right over there. Now you don't want that. So if you want all the numbers to be initialized as zeros, then in that particular case you can just do this. Okay, you can just do this. This will make sure that all the elements inside of your array become 0. Okay, if we run this right over here, as you're able to see, all the values will become 0, guys. If you try to do this with any other number, if you try to do this with any other number, guys, then only the first index, that is the only the 0th index, will take up that little number. The rest of the numbers will still be 0. So if I write it down as 20 right over here, guys, as you're able to see, only the first index becomes 20. The rest are still zeros. Okay, in a similar manner, if I try to initialize it with only three values, 20, 30 and 40, if I initialize it with only three values, guys, and run this, then only the first three indexes are 20, 30 and 40, and the rest will be initialized as zeros. Are you guys able to understand this? If I'm not initializing, I'm not telling C++ what are the values. I'm just writing DRR10. C++ does not know what are the values present inside of these boxes. I'm not telling C++ anything. Then that will case, random values will be put up inside of the boxes. We try to print out what is currently present inside of these boxes without telling C++. As you're able to see, random values will be printed out on your screen. Now, if I want all the values to be the same, then I can put this particular line of code right over here. This will make all the particular values as 0. Okay, this will make all the particular values as 0. So if I run this right over here, guys, as you are still able to see, all the 10 boxes will now contain the value 0. If I just put up one random number right over here, let's assume 20, then only the 0th index will have that 20. The rest will still be initialized as zeros. If I have some less number of numbers, for example, 20, 30, then 40 right over here, in that case, only the first three indexes will have 20, 30 and 40. The rest will still be initialized as zeros. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. Yes? Okay, great. Now, if I remove this, I will remove all of these arrays, guys. We'll only keep this particular array. We want to find out what is the size of this particular array, guys. We want to find out, right now we are not written what is the size of this array. We want to find out if a random array has been given to us, how can we find out the size of the array? Now you need to understand this, guys, that the array takes up some memory spaces. Inside of your computer, most of the memory is stored as bytes. Okay, most of the memory that is stored, okay, MB, megabytes, GB, gigabytes, TB, terabytes, PB, petabytes. So your computer stores data as bytes inside of the unit of storing data is basically bytes. Now, this particular array will also occupy some memory inside of your computer, which will be calculated in terms of these bytes itself. Now, this particular array contains these elements inside of it. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are all integers. Each of these elements as well will occupy some space inside of your computer. In a similar manner, Maybe these data was not integers, maybe it was a string. Strings will also occupy some space inside of your computer in terms of bytes. Now let's assume to find out what is the size of our element. How much space does our element occupy inside of our computer? To find it out, we can do very simple stuff. We can just write C out less than size of. The size of operator basically gives us the size of a particular element or a particular array in terms of bytes. How much space it is occupying inside of our computer. For example, let us see for ARR0. ARR0 is basically the first element inside of our array. ARR0 is the first element inside of our array, guys. Let us see what we get right over here. We run this. Okay, we have got an error. Did I make an error? Okay, what error did I make? Okay, BRR. I'm very sorry. I've written ARR. I had to write BRR right over there. Thank you so much. So as you're able to see, we are able to see that integers right over here are occupying 4 bytes inside of our computer. Integers are occupying 4 bytes inside of our computer, guys. So we'll print this out right over here. Size of BRR 0. Okay, and we'll just put up less than symbol right over here as well. In a similar manner, size of will also give us the size of our array as well. Okay, so C out less than the size of BRR, that is the entire array itself in general. We are going to get size of BRR, that is the entire array itself, and we'll put up a endl right over here, guys. Endl, so that we are able to take it to the next line, and we will run this off. As you're able to see, the size of the element is 4 and the size of the array is 20. So using this, can you calculate how many elements are there inside of our array? The array contains the exact same data type. If one of our elements is an integer, the rest of the elements are also going to be integers. They are not going to change its data type. Okay, so if we know that our size of the array is 20 and our size of the element is 4, then can we find out how many elements are there inside of our array? Can we find out how many elements are there inside of our array? Right, that is a pretty simple question. Let us see that right over here in working. To do the exact same thing, we just need to divide these two values. So here end L. So to do that, it is pretty simple, guys. To find out the size of an array, you have to divide the size of the array in bytes divided by the size of the elements in bytes. Okay, so we'll print it out, guys. C out less than number of elements in the array less than size of BRR divided by size of BRR 0. That is the element present right over there. So if we do that, as you're able to see, we get the number of elements in the array as 5. This is how programmatically you can find how what is the size of an array. Even if a random array is directly given to you guys to work with, this is the code that helps you figure out what is the size of the array. Can everybody let me know how to find out the size of an array, guys? I want you guys to understand this pretty well. Can you guys let me know how to find out the size of an array, guys? Please do let me know. Can you guys let me know how to find out the size of the array? Okay, somebody's asking what does BRR represent. So BRR is the array that we created in the start. If you guys have forgotten about it, so this was the array that we created called as BRR, right? Please do remember this formula, guys, because this is very important in the future. Okay, It's very important to understand. Size of gives you the size of a particular object in terms of bytes. Okay, so your array is taking up 20 bytes of your computer. Your element is taking up 4 bytes. Your array is made up of elements. So if one element is taking up 4 bytes and the total number of all the elements together are taking up 20 bytes, how many elements are there? 5 elements, right? Basic mathematics. Okay, basic mathematics right over there, guys. Nothing too complicated about it. Okay, the next thing that we are going to do is learn about pointers. Okay, so we'll learn about pointers in tomorrow's class. I don't want you guys to be burdened with all this information on the very first day. I want you guys to take all this information in. I want you guys to practice what we have learned in today's class. Try creating your own arrays, try creating your custom arrays as well. Try taking in inputs from the user, try traversing the array, try finding out the sizes of an array itself. Try all of these things together. Okay, try all of these things together, guys. Okay, the next thing that is going to be learned tomorrow is pointers, guys. Pointers are easy. Okay, do not worry, it is going to be easy. That is the reason why I'm not teaching you guys pointers right now, because you already have learned a lot. I don't want to overburden you with the concept of pointers because it needs a little bit of fresh mind to learn. Okay, well, take it up as a fresh mind tomorrow, guys. Don't worry about it. I also understand what is going on. Okay, now that we have taken up the very first attendance, guys, I'm canceling the second attendance. Okay, so there is no second attendance for today's class, guys. Only one attendance. I've already taken it up. So those students who are late in today's class, please come to the next class on time, guys. One attendance missing, I pardon it. Okay, you will still get your certificates. But if two attendances are missing, I cannot guarantee you guys a certificate. Okay, so one attendance if you miss, you will still get a certificate. But if you are missing two attendances, we will not be able to give you guys a certificate. The first attendance was already taken up before in the class itself. So those who are late, please make sure you're coming to the class on time from tomorrow onwards. Otherwise, we'll still be complaining. Okay, so thank you so much, guys. We'll meet in tomorrow's class and we'll continue from right over there. I had to cook today at home, so that is the reason why I'm going a little bit early as well. I'm going to cook paneer butter masala as well as burgers. So yeah, good day for me. Okay, bye guys. Bye. We'll meet in tomorrow's class. Bye guys. Bye bye. Bye bye.